Welcome to the Ashleie Elaine podcast, where soul meets strategy, spirit meets systems, and healing becomes your legacy. This is a space for visionaries, healers, builders, my cycle breakers, and leaders who know they're here to create more than just ideas. They're here to build something that will last. We talk about all things from spirituality to healing, public health to birthing your soul purpose. So, whether you're birthing a program, intervention, a business, reimagining your current work, or reclaiming your whole life's rhythm, you are in the right place. Let's begin. In this episode, we are diving into you can't be a one-man band forever. You need some community, you need some people around you that are doing something similar, have the same energetic frequency of doing the things, right? Building the things, healing the things, all of the things. So, just prepare your mind, your body, your soul to receive when it's time to find your community, find your people, right? Prepare your mind, prepare your heart, prepare your soul, get your tea. I'm tongue-tied. Oh my gosh. Find that comfortable space and let's get into it. You can't do it alone, but you'll get there faster, stronger, and with more joy, more ease, more flow if you surrender and say yes to finding your community. Something I've learned about one myself and what I've noticed in others is that we just rather do it ourselves, right? We just rather do it ourselves because we want it done a certain way. It has to be a certain way. But then that's where we get stuck. That's where frustration comes in. That's where misalignment starts to creep in. And at some point, we have to surrender to the frequency of inviting other people in to help us. Now, it's not necessarily giving them tasks, giving them something to do, right? Maybe in our personal life, we have to learn to surrender to asking for help, which is a whole nother podcast episode. But in this particular space, we need community. We need community. Um, top top mid of 2025, I think I started talking about that a lot, where we were starting to realize how important community is because of how destructive things were happening in this current administration and still are. And when we're talking about coming together in a collective space to build, to reignite, to restore, to reinvent. I think it's important that we find community and find a community of people that are on the same frequency as us or moving in a direction that we want to move into. So, three things I'm going to talk about. One, why isolation keeps us small and slow, especially the things that we are building, like our programs, our interventions, all of those things. We can't do that by ourselves, right? Last week we talked about having the idea and then moving that idea into action and embodiment, and I spoke about the brand guide. A key component to getting that floor set done was knowing how many different people you needed on your team to complete this brand guide, who was going to oversee it, and the skill sets that were in the room to be able to get this done, right? How fast do they move? How strategic do they move? How are they with organization? How are they with holding space, right? I have a really good friend who literally, I told her when things start skyrocketing, I want her everywhere with me because she does a beautiful job of just being present. There's not a lot of people that do a beautiful job at just being present. Like, she doesn't even have to say anything. Her presence does a lot. And I don't know if she realizes that, but since the day I've met her, like, her presence just does a lot. And that is sometimes what's needed because there's an aura, there's an energy, there's a grounding that comes into the space when she's present that shifts the room and lets you know that whatever is here is not for play, but also is not to be taken lightly, right? Like there's something here that needs to be solidified, not just in this physical realm, but in the spiritual space also. So you have to know what kind of community you need. And I think sometimes we get to this point when we've hit a wall, right? When we are starting to not know what to do anymore, or get stuck somewhere, or are starting to feel isolated in this journey of building. Entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey until you find your people. And even then, it still can be very lonely, right? But it doesn't have to be um a loneliness where you are just now wanting any and everybody around you. Like, that's not a thing. Also, you have to be very strategic about knowing what it is that you need, what you want, and where you're going, because that where you're going is how you're going to find your people. um, so isolation keeps programs small and slow because we have this mentality that we can do it by ourselves, that the way we are doing it works. But here we are again with understanding our system and the systems around us. And are we willing to surrender the system that we've been living in to open ourselves up to a new system, in a way, and a new way of doing, right? Because sometimes we hit those roadblocks and can't get to the goal, right? Remember the beginning of this month, I talked about kind of looking at what goals didn't work out in 2025. We may have hit like a stalled out point, right? When the car can't go anywhere else, it stalls out or it dies, and we got to reconfigure, okay, how are we going to get to where we need to go? And what do we need to get there, right? Community is the train, the automobile that is going to help get us where we need to be, especially when it's aligned community. It amplifies the energetics of the destination and the action and the change and the transformation. Like it changes so much when you are in community with the right people. It's not to say that the community of people that you may already have are bad people. I don't think there's really like such thing unless you are just a downright monster, just pure evil. Another episode for another day. But it's it's really looking at, again, circling back to the first episode of this month. What are my goals? And is the community that I'm already in aligned with those goals? Like, we don't have to have the same goals, but are we moving in the same direction, right? Those ships, those relationships, those partnerships, those friendships, are they moving in the right direction, right? This is where also like those boundaries and having clarity come in, right? What are the intentions that you have for yourself, your business, your clients? What is the end goal? Are like we need community that's going to help us identify that more clearly, and even see us beyond our potential. I don't want just potential. I want I want utilization. I want action. The next Part of this is how mentorship and peer accountability and collective energy can help turn those ideas into systems. When we are ready to move into the next phase of implementation, from idea to implementation, I would recommend getting a mentor or a coach. I would recommend investing in mentorship and or a coach. Why? Because you are going to get information from someone who has already done the struggle work to do what it is that you're trying to do and can help you get there a little bit faster. They're going to guide you past all the bullshit and help you get to the core, the root, and the transformation. Like they will get you deep into, well, this is what your system currently has. This is what your system currently is. This is what your system is missing. And if this is what you want, if this is the transformation that you're looking for, this is what you need to do. They're going to give you the raw hard deal on what it is that needs to be done. And that is going to be your person. Maybe not for life, maybe for life, but then you'll be able to really identify what community you need. And here's a little tidbit. You're going to have to humbly remind yourself that you are a student of life. Because when you feel like there's nothing that you need to learn, then you've already counted yourself out into the things that you can gain. That was a bar. When you've already told yourself that there's nothing else for you to learn, then you've already counted yourself out for the things that you can gain. Those things that you can gain are blessings. Those blessings come through people. Those people have the knowledge, gift, wisdom, and skill sets that you need to cut your journey in half of getting to where you need to go or where you're looking to go. So if you need to understand systems, you need to find somebody that is good with systems. If you need to understand content creation, you need to find somebody that's going to help you with health promotion and content creation. If you need to understand verbiage, you need to find somebody that's good with words. Right? You need to find somebody that is going to give you exactly what it is that you need, but you also need to be ready to invest in it. The coaches that I've had that I invested in, I'm now starting to integrate a lot of the wisdom and the fruit that they've given me. You have to be ready to surrender to the integration because I tell you this, it's not going to be just about your business. That community is also going to show you you. Where have you been downplaying you and where have you been lacking in what you need to do for you? Because again, you are your business until you get to a point of, okay, well, I have the income to hire now. So now it's an assistant that can do a lot of the emailing and all these other things, the scheduling, right? The ultimate goal is to cut your time in half so that you can enjoy this life. And community is going to help you do that. Community is going to help you meet your needs so that when you are in a weird position of, well, this is the plan and it's not me, like I'm not being some of my needs aren't being met. Community is going to help you meet those needs so that you can stay afloat and focus on what it is that you need to focus on. Because again, try focusing hungry. Try writing a proposal for a program depleted and fatigued and anxious. God is always going to bring you the community that you need that is going to meet the needs that you have so that you can focus on your soul work, the purpose of why you are here, the thing that you are called and cultivated to put out into the earth. That is what community is. My community has changed from the people I go to the club with to the people that I can call when I need help, to the people that see that see no fault in pouring into me so that I can keep showing up for the work that I need to do, doing my podcast, writing my research papers for school, intertwining everything that I'm learning, rebuilding the parts of my life that I need to so that everything makes more sense and is intertwined. It's no longer work-life balance. It's how does this all intertwine with each other, but yet still have their boundaries and their space. Because time is the real currency. Time is the real currency. I'm I want to get to a point. I'm going to get to a point where some things are just automated. And now me and my son are spending a week in Tokyo because that's where he wants to go. Or we're doing whatever we want that is going to make this life memorable, fruitful, and enjoyable. Because denying that we need people, denying that we need community, denying that we all need to be held, that is survival and that is struggle, that is poverty mindset. Abundance is also the richness of the hearts of the people that you have in your life. And I'm so grateful that by the end of 2025, I learned the richness and the fruit of the people in my life that are my family, my community, and that see no fault in helping me or make it very easy for me to ask for help when I need it, ask for advice when I need it. That's community, right? The people that cheer you on even when you're in the I'm trying to figure it out stage, and they cheer you on because they see your potential but know that it's actualized. Later for the days where we see potential in people and just run off of that, but they don't live in their potential. That's called an energy leak. That's called I want to suck the life out of you. And then how do we, and last point is creating a container for support. What does this look like? So when I started Soul Tribe, the whole point was for building community of like-minded people who often feel isolated but are um building something that is against building a life. It's not even just about programs um and businesses. It's building a life that goes against the grain of what they grew up in. So they are literally the pink sheeps, the generation breakers, the curse breakers, all of those, right? The point of Soul Tribe is to create this container where we meditate, we look at what the energy is, and we kind of share where we are and what does it look like to redefine how we live and how we work. And then eventually it turns into shared practices where now, like, it's like the membership is going to expand. I need to just start small with it because I want to get people in the door. um and I was gonna keep it to just women. I just have this pool now where it's like, no, there's more than just women that need this. And I had to do my own little healing work on why I wanted to just work with women. Um but that is resolved. So it's literally, Soul Tribe is the container of support through AEI Studios, where we come together collectively, like-minded people, like-minded individuals, like-minded struggle, but like-minded vision for healing, integration, thriving, and transformation, right? So what does weekly support look like for you? Communicate that to your people. Hey, sis, I'm going through like a really challenging time. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just different. Can we do weekly check ins? Can we do a lunch date? Like, can we, like, and the last 2 years, I'm so grateful that I've been able to have this with some of my girlfriends also. Like, we're busy, we're maneuvering. Like, one of my girlfriends is getting married, so she's planning a lot. She's like, there's a lot shifting with her, but we still have made it our business to get together, if not once a month, every one, like once every so many months, depending on where life is. Like, and then when we're together, it's like 4 or 5 hours of talk time, coffee, whatever, food, all of the things. And it's like, well, where did time go? Right. So it's like, give those moments to yourself. Know what kind of community you need if you don't already have the one that you need now. Um, but Soul Tribe is coming back. Like I said, I had to revisit some things. It will not be free, unfortunately. Um, because again, energy leaks. I need to keep the space safe and sacred for those that are serious about community, serious about healing, serious about transformation, serious about leadership, serious about vision. Um, so Soul Tribe will be back in March. I'm just reconfiguring what this membership looks like, but we will start with meeting twice a week. I'm trying to figure out time slots of what that looks like up against like my school schedule and what works for the collective, which might be a night thing right now. I'm playing with times, but it will be the same day of the week, the same time twice a week. And then from there, we will grow the space into what is needed. But in that space, I will do like vision coaching. We will bring whatever it is that we are currently working on into the space. It will be like a really beautiful shared community where we are transparent, we are honest, we are releasing, we are healing, we are growing, we are thriving, we are transforming, we are integrating, we are doing the things. I don't want people in my space that are not ready to grow and who are not in the posture of a student as I am. Even though this is a space that I'm creating, I'm always open to learning from any and everybody and how it will help me transform my life and change my life and grow me in areas that I need to grow. Um so yeah. So understand that community is what's going to accelerate your vision. Community is what is going to transform your life. And you can do things alone, but I promise you, it's so much better with the right people. Life is so much better and enjoyable with the right people. I love being by myself. I love doing things by myself. I also love doing things that I enjoy with the people that I enjoy. And they also enjoy me and enjoy those things as well, right? If you are ready to take your idea from paper to actual manifestation, because that's work, manifesting is not always just, I'm a genie in a bottle, I'm gonna blink 3 times and it's gonna come to life. Like, there's some things you manifest, you got to put in the work, and some things that are manifesting you've already put in the work for. But you also got to see it to believe it and have the faith and audacity to feel it, see it, obtain it, taste it, smell it, all of the things. This was not supposed to be a manifestation podcast, but Schedule your soulful strategy and vision alignment session with me today. This is where we take your vision to meet a system that works for you and your systemic body, your system in your body. Also, as I stated, our Soul Tribe membership will start back up with virtual meetups twice a month beginning in March of this year, 2026. So stay on the lookout for that if you are looking for community to build with, to create with, to heal with, to just find like-minded space, because for some reason that is super rare these days. I love you all for free. Until next time.